Hey, my name is Stacy. I've probably spoken with all of you over the phone or text message, so I'm glad that y'all are here tonight. I'm the Director of Operations at Shepherd Wealth Solutions, and I would like to give a shout out to the Abbotts for their anniversary. Are the Abbotts here?
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, y'all.
Thank you.
So without further ado, I'd like to welcome in David and Travis Shepherd.
You know, a lot of times as a financial advisor, a lot of people ask me, what made you want to get into this business? And it doesn't take me long to think about it because when I was 21 years old, my dad took me out on a call one time, and he was delivering a life insurance check to a middle-aged family with 4 kids. And you know, it just showed me how important it is to plan and plan well, and how to do income planning so those kids could go to college and that wife wouldn't have to struggle the rest of her life. So income planning is very important in retirement. In fact, you really can't retire if you can't replace paychecks, can you? So it's all about income in retirement. Now, how many of y'all have a pension up there? Raise your hand if you got a pension. You know, that's been phased out. Not too many companies offer pensions, not even Exxon anymore. A lot of these pension funds have problems. What do they have problems with? Same thing that Social Security has problems with. Underfunding. Remember when you used to get the notices of Social Security, what you're going to have? Does anybody still get those? Yeah, no. You can get it online, but they don't mail them out anymore like they used to. But if you do get one, look at the very bottom and see if you don't see a target date warning. You know, Social Security is going to reduce benefits by 25%. So, you know, there's another dilemma that's facing baby boomers right there. You're fixing to have a big cut in your Social Security checks. Can you count on pensions? Can you create an income stream that you cannot outlive? These are things the movie's going to talk a little bit about, so we're hoping that you're paying attention. We have 4 of the world's greatest minds on this movie tonight. None of them were paid $1 either.
Hey everybody, all right, so we're getting ready to start this movie. Just a couple things I want to make sure that we hit beforehand. I wrote it down so I didn't forget. But number one, you're going to have a number of Nobel Prize winners that are going to be talking to you tonight. Like Dad said, they were not paid for any of this. They're looking to get the information out to you. He kind of stole the thunder on one of them, but you'll make sure you stick around for after the movie. We do have a special gift for you. I want to go over a couple things. Number one, like I was joking about earlier, a lot of these people on here are going to be super nerds. They're very smart. They are the expert in their fields. You have a couple of Nobel Prize winners. Robert Sharpe is going to be on there. He invented the Sharpe ratio. That's your market yield to your risk. If you're not familiar with that, come in and see us. We'll teach you all about that. And a number of safe money experts as well. But I want to make sure we hit 2 parts that Dad alluded to earlier. There are 2 types of plans that you need to make sure you understand. And these nerdy guys are going to do their best to use big words on it, but I'm going to break it down very simply. Number 1 is qualified contribution. Everybody that raised their hand that has a pension, raise your hand again. What does that mean? That means if you work for so long, you put in so much, you're going to get what? A defined outcome. That benefit is defined. You can figure it out mathematically. Everybody else that doesn't have a defined benefit plan or a pension, you have a defined contribution plan. Who has a 401k, a 403b, drop program, 457s, things of that nature? Raise your hands. What is defined? What is known about those types of plans? The outcome? No. What's defined about those is how much money you put in and how much your employer matches, and that's it. You have no defined outcome. It's just you get what you get when your time's up. Does that make sense, everybody? How many of you are concerned about the direction we're heading in? Whether it's politically, economically, how about national debt? Anybody worry about national debt? Yeah, because how does the government pay for the national debt? Yeah, your money, taxes, right, that's right. So you're looking at a time that's coming up where you've got increasing market volatility. How's that treating everybody? Where are those 401k people? Raise your hands again. 301ks, 201ks, that's what it feels like. Okay? Market volatility is there. Mr. Market's not happy. He's taking some money back from everybody. How about inflation? Everybody still enjoying grocery shopping? Right? So you got inflation, you got increased market volatility, you have a higher national debt, which is probably going to lead to higher taxes. Dad already talked about Social Security, which is going to be a backbone for a lot of people here, having a 25% reduction or underfunding by 2034. And you have all these things kind of converging at once. And the question you have to ask yourself, and many of you asked us, is where do we go? You know, usually stocks I get for growth and bonds I get for safety. What's happening to your bonds right now? Getting smoked. They're getting hit. They're going down. Does everybody make sense to everybody? It's basically where you don't want to open up your 401k anymore. Right? And then the question you ask is, well, where do I go? I don't know where to go. And then on top of that, where's my advisor? Who's calling to help me figure this out? The things that these guys are going to talk about and gals are going to talk about up here are really going to help you to understand how to make sure that you're putting yourself into position to make good choices, to protect, grow, and reduce taxes on your wealth. That's what we do for people like you every single day. You're going to have a couple of clients who are sitting around here. I won't make them raise their hands. We'll just surprise you with them. But some of you have been in our office before, and so this is another way for you to learn a little bit more about us and what we do. Some of you we've never met before, and so hopefully this is going to be an educational process and something you can take away from it. So sit back, get ready to get some information, and I'm going to tell you right now, the acting might not win any Emmys or Oscars, but the content and the education is priceless. All right, so we'll get this started without any further delay. Ms. Stacy, if you want to roll it. Well, Ms. Rosemary, how did you like the movie this evening, The Baby Boomer Dilemma?
I thought it was really interesting because it was more balanced than I've heard before. I've been to presentations about annuities, but I thought it was very interesting in the way that it gave some ideas about how much money to put into annuities and how to organize the annuities in such a way that there is you're able to take up money at various times. I thought I've never heard that before.
Kind of how to structure it properly, use
Yes,
them as a proper
that's the word I was
investment
looking
tool,
for.
right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Any thoughts you have on who you think should see this movie?
Well, I think probably people like me, because I'm not retired yet. I'm still working. I'm past retirement age, but because I'm aware of how beneficial it is to keep on working.
So people that are close to retirement or maybe in retirement.
Yeah, thinking about it, thinking about how to approach retirement.
What was your favorite part of all the acting and all the drama that was in there?
Well, I mean, that poor woman. Well, actually, I think the poor man at the end. It's like my reaction to that was, for goodness sake, you should take some responsibility for that. If you let him walk over you and dictate everything to you, hey, don't get so upset.
So our joke in the beginning is that the content is fantastic. The acting's probably not going to win any Grammys. That's probably held on pretty good. But overall, you felt like it was educational.
Yes, I felt it was educational. Yes.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it, Ms. Rosemary. Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Susan. Well, how did you enjoy the movie this evening?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
What was your favorite part about it? What was your biggest takeaway from the movie?
I'm going to have to go back and tell you a little story.
Okay.
Last February, my daughter was murdered by her husband, my grandchildren's daddy.
Oh, my God.
And my ex-husband worked for a company, worked for Georgia Pacific, and he invested, thinking that he was going to either retire or if something happened to him, it would go to my daughter. My daughter had 3 little boys. They're now 2, 4, and 6 years old. And August of last year, he caught COVID and he passed. And so I became the executor over the state. And the investor came in because he invested. And one of the things he invested was in annuities. And I really didn't understand what annuities were. And after watching this, I completely understand now of why and how he invested and what his annuities stood for.
Right. Well, that's an amazing story. I'm so sorry for your loss on both sides. That's a lot. But so watching this helps you to better understand maybe why he chose the annuities and how that's helping the family as far as
right, because everything will be going into trust.
Absolutely.
For my grandsons.
So your grandsons are probably underage or minors.
They're 2, 4, and 6 years old.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be going into trust for them. But now I can understand along the lines of what annuities are, the difference in his retirement and where he put in CDs, and because he did a lot of different diversity when it came to his retirement and to his future, because it was really his future.
Right.
But in
He's
case
planning
something
for it.
happened to
He had a
him,
plan B.
it was supposed to go to my daughter who passed away before him,
Right.
and instead it's going to my grandsons.
Well, who do you think should see this movie? Know what you know now. Who do you think should
Everybody.
take time to come and see it?
I think especially young people who have a lifetime ahead of them, like my son and future daughter-in-law. We brought them tonight. We invited them,
Awesome.
and I signed them up, and I said, they in town, they're moving here. And I said, I signed y'all up to go watch this documentary. I said, I don't know what it's, exactly what it's about, but it's to do with financing. And she wants to go into the world of finance.
Oh, cool.
So I said, this will help you to understand.
She's got to first step into it.
Yes,
and that way
yes.
You can explore more of what's out there
Yes.
other than what she's seen so far.
And also, she knows now of what area of finance she wants to go in because of this.
Oh, well, that's really cool. Well, I appreciate it, Miss Susan. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm Travis.
Fine, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Miriam.
Marian?
Yes,
Where are you from, Marian?
Honey, I'm from Colombia.
My wife's family is from Caracas.
Venezuela. Very good, muy bien. Very nice, very nice. ¿Tú hablas español?
Muy poquito.
Muy poquito.
Muy
But it's okay.
Entiendo, pero no hablas.
Yeah, but it's
Hablo,
okay.
hablo.
Entiendes?
Entiendes. Gracias.
Yes, you understand.
So we're working on Hope. She watches the girls a lot. So, and it was one more time. Your name again? Just
Miriam.
Miriam. All right, Miss Miriam.
Okay, let me tell you, I enjoy the movie. I've been to a lot of presentations like this, and I was very surprised that I was in a movie theater
Yeah.
because I always go into dinners
Right,
that they
right.
do the presentation. But it's nice. I like it.
What was your favorite part? What's your biggest
I like.
takeaway?
Okay, I will say that it's very educational. I like it.
Excellent.
And they cover a lot of situations. And I'm old, I mean older. I'm not that old, but it's okay. No, but really, they cover a lot of things that I don't really know about it, like the annuities.
Yes.
Annuities. How do you call that?
Annuities.
Annuities. And I think the explanation was clear, and I understand it more now.
I'll give you a better idea of like the purpose for the annuity versus just as
Yes,
a tool.
yes, yeah, it's a tool for when you get really older,
Right.
And you had a fixed income,
Right, or if you want to supplement your income from like your pensions or
yes,
social
yes,
securities
yes.
or things like
Plus your social security and
Yeah.
the annuity will be like another income that is fixed. Yeah, I
Right.
understood that.
that. Right, and you can use it as a buffer for
Exactly.
markets, things like that.
Yes,
Who do you think is probably the best person who should come and see this movie? If you had to think of
the
somebody.
man who died, the last one, because he was
David Babel.
he was the way he explained was very relaxing and very clear, and he don't put too much emphasis
Yeah.
but he was natural, telling them then
Kind of like Joe Friday, just the
yes,
facts,
how did
you know?
that work?
How did that-
Yes, and what did you can get? And so he was but was sad, and in the end
Yeah.
he was dying.
We met him back in 2018, I believe, and he was awesome to talk to in person.
Yeah.
Real low key, but like when you got him kind of talking, you could see his passion come out
I know.
for helping people. So.
Yes, I think he did a pretty good job explaining and telling clear how he and his wife, manipulate the two.
Yeah, I love how he staggers out his income.
Exactly.
That's one thing we do in our practice a lot. So, well, thank you so much for
No,
coming
it's
out.
okay.
Look
Thank you
forward
for
to seeing
inviting, because I was kind of wondering who sent the invitation and what was the reason of that.
Yeah.
and that was
We're
I
glad
was
you came
surprised,
then,
and I
right?
was surprised. Yes, I'm glad.
Awesome.
That
You have
was
a great
good.
evening.
Thank you, honey.
Hello, Travis.
What's your name?
My name is Keith Roquemore.
All right, Miss Keith, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, Mr. Keith, thanks for coming out and watching the movie, the Baby Boomer Dilemma. What was your biggest takeaway from it?
Learning all about annuities and the difference between a 401k and an annuity, and that annuities may be a good suggestion, especially with me retiring soon.
So maybe a tool to think about for like fixed income or maybe market volatility buffer or something
Absolutely.
like that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. When are you retiring? Pretty soon? Or?
I'll be 65 on Saturday, so I'm thinking about 5 more years I'll be out.
Okay.
I've been with my company 26 years, so
You like what you're doing?
I love it.
Well, then
I
why
love it.
retire, right? Just stay there for a little bit longer.
No.
Well, what was,
After a while, it's over.
What was your favorite part about the New York? Maybe your favorite person, your favorite expert in there.
The gentleman, Mr. David Babel,
Okay.
the gentleman that passed with leukemia, he was real informative. A lot of the things that he had done in the past and his work that he's done to help people, realize what other things you have for retirement versus a 401k. I think he was most informative.
Yeah, and I love the way he talks about staggering out income. That's something we talk about a lot.
Something I never knew about.
Right, you just don't think about that.
I was sitting there, I was like, boom.
Yeah, you don't
light
know what
bulb
you know
moment.
until somebody turns that light on.
Exactly.
All of a sudden
Yeah,
you
you
see
see
the way
it.
your furniture's arranged. Like, maybe I could move this around a little bit.
Right.
Okay. Who do you think's the best people, the best person you can think of to come and see this kind of movie again? Or who would you recommend this movie to?
Probably my brother.
Okay, hang on one second. We're gonna wait for that to stop. We'll do it again. All right, Ms. Keith. Well, who do you think is if you had to pick somebody to recommend this movie to you, who would that be?
Probably my brother.
Why is that?
Well, we're a year apart, so he's going to be
he's coming up.
He's coming up retirement as well,
Okay.
And he has some investments more than and I think this would really benefit him. This knowledge
Excellent.
here.
So anybody who's like just before retirement or maybe getting ready to retire, you think that's probably the best time to check out this movie and learn a little bit about what the experts have to say?
Yeah, like I did.
Yeah?
Right about.
You're the best person to come, right?
Right, absolutely.
That's awesome, Mr. Keith. Well, you have a great night.
I appreciate
Love meeting
it.
you.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much.
Kyle Price. In fact, you went to
Kyle,
meet my mother earlier.
That's your mom.
Yes,
okay.
Miss Susan.
Okay,
yes.
gotcha. All right, Kyle. Well, hey, man, we're glad you came out to check out that Baby Boomer Dilemma. What's your biggest takeaway?
It really opened my eyes because I have a little 401k plan through my job,
Okay.
and I've seen over the years as I grew up, because I grew, I'm 32, well,
Okay.
34, but we're going to say 36. Through all of that, I've watched how the stock market took a big plan in people's
Right.
401k and their pension and all that, and how a lot of people lost a lot of things. I really didn't know anything about, a new.
Their 401k, because that's all they know. You know what you know.
Right, because that's what
You know what you've been exposed to.
Yeah, because that's what the civilization that we live in brought us into, as far as,
Right.
especially people my age.
Right, it's your only option. You think.
Right.
Yep. That or money in the bank and don't earn anything. So it's like, well, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, so we're just, after we retire, it's just we're making it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start over.
All right, here we go. All right, man.
problem.
So who was your favorite expert or your favorite part of the movie? Anybody in particular?
Well, actually, I just took away from all of it as far as it goes. As far as with the husband and the wife, he was doing what he thought was right as far as at that moment for his family, but it turned out not to be the best answer because he didn't know. He wasn't informed.
Yeah, he didn't know the right questions to ask. Maybe is kind of a way of thinking about it.
Right.
That's a really good insight. That's good. So if you had to tell anybody, if you were trying to summarize this to people like your age who are younger, what do you think your message about coming to see a movie like this would be?
To do your research, to before you decide to sign on the dotted line, look at all the fine print, look at what could be and what it is.
And don't be scared to ask questions. I know we
Right.
talked about that a little earlier. Okay, well, awesome, man. We really appreciate it. All right, Ms. Curtis. Well, what was your favorite part about the movie tonight?
Well, learning the ins and outs before retirement, whether or not you wanted to settle for the guarantee within life, what you get for the rest of your life, or whether or not you want to put part of your sharing into an annuity,
Right.
which I didn't know because at this time I am retired.
Okay.
So I will wonder what will be my next move from here.
Right. So learn a little bit more about how to do the income planning side of the
Yes, sir.
retirement, and then the saving in different vehicles that you can save in. Who was your? Do you have a favorite character or a favorite expert or anything like that?
When you're speaking of character and expert on which the movie for which we were seeing,
Right.
well, I would like to say the gentleman because he did his best.
The dad, yeah.
the dad,
Yeah.
for what he thought was best for the family, and partial of all the things that they normally do, they couldn't do anymore.
Yeah, I think it did it. I think the storyline gave a really good kind of humanizing part to the actual planning. So he's making the best decision he can with the information he's got, and I think that shows a really good point of making sure you're asking the right questions and doing your research and trying to make the best decisions you can with the information you have and seeking out those people who can help you, I guess, is
Right,
a big part of that.
But I guess in the long run, we think we making the best move But as time goes on, I guess between inflation, the pandemic, it brings things to what they are now.
Right.
So
right.
the only thing that you know for sure is guaranteed. And
Right. So the protection comes in
Right.
handy at that point, right?
Right.
Well, who do you think should be watching this kind of movie? Who would you recommend this movie to?
Well, I would recommend it to those who close to retirement or even before retirement, simply because these are the things they need to know to give them guidance for which direction they need to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think that's a good segment, a good audience for that. Well, thank you, Mr. Curtis. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir, and
You
I
have a good
certainly
evening.
appreciate the conversation.